Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to do this super easy under 15-minute leg injury thing. I couldn't find the original reference picture that I used, so I don't know exactly what kind of injury it is. But I asked y'all on Instagram which injury y'all wanted to see me do in under 15-minute tutorial, and this is one y'all wanted. So if you want to know how to do this, it's super easy, super beginner friendly, and come on in. Keep watching. Is that professional? Okay, so a few things that you're going to need for this tutorial. Messy hair is optional, but you know, do what you gotta do. I'm going to be using some eyeshadows basically to color the scar wax. You can use any like neutral eyeshadows. This is just a really old kind of cruddy eyeshadow palette that I happen to have. So yeah, that's what I'm using. I'm also going to be using, this is optional too if you want it to stick longer, Prosade, whatever you pronounce it like, just to help the scar wax stick down. You're also going to need scar wax. I make my own, that's why it's in a tea container. Yeah, I'll link some tutorials on how to make it down in the description box below. And then I'll also make my own if that's what y'all want. Also, you're going to need some blood. I'm using two types of blood. Blood paste, as well as I also made this blood. I'll link a thingy in the description too. I also like runny your blood. You're also going to need, these are the paints that I'm using today, these colors, this color palette. Also, I'd recommend a yellow. I forgot to grab that, but it's too late now. You're also going to need some paintbrushes. I'm using paintbrushes instead of makeup brushes because I like using these with my SFX stuff rather than my good makeup brushes. And a spatula. And then also Q-tips for putting on the Prosade. And then snack is optional. Okay, so let's get started. Hey everyone. Okay, so now we're just going to take a chunk of the scar wax. You can like measure it or something, but just a little chunk. And then we're going to scrape some pink and then some brown just to make a fleshy tone, more pinky, and then mix that together, and then that's how you make eyeshadow pigmentation scar wax. Okay, sexy dinosaur socks. Okay, now we're going to make an outline of basically where we want the injury to be. I'm doing a more triangular shape as I remember the reference picture being. I'm also using the reference picture, as you can see right there, of my other makeup that I did of this look. Now we're just going to make a worm out of scar wax and place that along the edge, and with your spatula or your fingers you can just start smoothing down the edges. I'd recommend, oh, and also I forgot to say you're going to need a stippling sponge or a paintbrush, stippling paintbrush. If you use your fingers on the edge of the scar wax, it'll help blend into your skin better because it'll melt. This half I'm not using Prosade, and the other half you'll see in a minute that I will use Prosade. But yeah, blending down the edges. This scar wax is pretty well adjusted to my skin tone, but if your scar wax isn't, you can just add some foundation. Okay, so now we're going to take the Prosade. We're going to take that on a Q-tip and run that along where we want the scar wax to stick. This just helps it stick down if you want to wear this for long periods of time. And then yeah, you're just gonna wait till it dries. It'll turn clear, and then blend down the edges. It makes scar wax injuries a little bit more bearable. I'm just gonna lift up the lip of the injury a little bit just so that I don't get any paint on it when I start painting. Okay, so now we're gonna take that pink fleshy scar wax that I had before, and we're just gonna rip it up into chunks. And I just place these sporadically around, basically where my reference picture had the texture. That's where I put these little chunks, and then kind of just to help them stick more, I'm just going to blend down those edges and then just kind of press it down and scrape it around, make it look like chunky and gross. Now we're going to take a brownish red and put that all along where the chunky bits aren't. Chunky bits, that's nice. So now I'm going to take a deeper red and start deepening the deep parts of the injury. I'm going to start building, we have light. Okay, so I'm just going to take that red and deepen the deeper parts, also this darker purple. I'm just going to build up that shadows to give it more depth. I'm going to build up, because in real injuries you don't really see black as like deepening things. You see a lot of reds and browns. So that's what I'm doing, because black is a little bit harsh. Okay, so now I'm going to take this pink and put that over the chunky bits in the injury. And like I said before, you're just going to kind of mold it in the shape you want it with your paintbrush. And yeah, just kind of paint over that with the pink. Okay, so now we're going to take our stippling paintbrush and stipple along the edge of the scar wax to give it more of a skin-like texture. I'm going to go back in with that red and paint on the underside of the lip of the injury because skin is not skin colored on the underside of the skin. Okay, and now I think we're done painting and time for blood. My personal favorite bit. Okay, so I'm just going to take blood on my finger. This is the runny blood, and I'm just going to kind of tap that on my skin. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give it a kind of a fresh but just freshly cleaned look, if that makes sense. So it looks like the blood has been wiped away, but it's still there, you know, so it's not like overly done with the blood. Now I'm just going to take petroleum jelly and put that on the injury to give it more of a wet look without adding lots of blood and covering the details. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blood paste and add the chunky little bits of blood in the chunky bits of the injury. I like to put the bigger chunks in the deeper areas as well as the corners. Now you can use scab blood. Scab blood would be a better option for this, but all I have is blood paste at the moment. So this is what I'm using. And now I'm going to take the runny blood and start putting that along the deeper bits again. So not so much on the raised chunky bits, but more in the corners and in the grooves and crevices where the blood would naturally fall. Especially in the corners. I like the look of like pooled blood sort of in the corners. You're going to want to spread it around a little bit as well, have it pooled in areas. And yeah, this is what it should look like. And time for some gross, zoomy, slow motion peeling of the napkin. Alright, so I think I filmed an outro for this, but if y'all just want to watch me peel a napkin and try to act dramatic with my hand, please go ahead and do so. Alright everyone, that was it. So I hope y'all enjoyed watching this, and yeah, so I forgot to mention in the last video, don't forget to subscribe and like down below, or dislike, tell me what y'all want to see. Tell me what y'all think I could do differently if you want. Yeah, so anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I have my Instagram link down below as well as those video tutorial thingamabobs. Be sure to watch my last video if you want to. I'll also have a product list down below as well as any affiliate codes that I have. I got my Prozaid from AFA Supplies and I have a 15% off code thingamabob down there if y'all want to go get your FX makeup supplies. And yeah, okay, thank y'all so much for watching. Bye. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching again and again. If y'all recreate any of my makeups, please don't hesitate to tag me in them. I love to see them, I'd love to share them, I'd love to like them and comment on them, and it just makes me feel happy. Okay, so thank y'all so much, and bye. There's no fixing this. It's just how it's gonna be.